Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to No Man's Land here for Farm Sim 22. So I recorded an episode earlier and I was transporting some straw from there to our cowshed in the JCB, and every time I'd go into the cockpit view, the sound would make a loud pop noise, like something had shorted, and then go out for a second, like all of the sound, my mic sound, the audio in the game, and then come back on. And then it would do it again. And if I jumped out of the cab and stood beside the tractor, it wouldn't do it. Every time I jumped in, it did it. It didn't do it in any other vehicle. Well, that's really, really strange behavior. So I paused the video, said I'll be back in a minute, and I actually went out of the game, checked my sound settings in Windows, checked my sound settings in the game, checked my mic, made sure the mixer was plugged in properly, made sure it was plugged into the back of the computer properly. Everything seemed fine, loaded it back up, jumped back in the JBC, and everything worked. And then I went to render the video, and it distinctly picked up the pops and the cuts, although you could just, at a 10th normal volume, hear my voice under the parts that it was cutting out. So I rendered it, and it shut off after about 10%. The rendering program just shut down. And I hadn't noticed it the first time. I was actually, once it started rendering, I was looking for something online. And I hadn't realized the program had actually shut down in the background. So I went and looked at the file, and there was a partial file there. Nothing more. Went back in, tried it again, and again it shut down on its own. So I went in and I rendered the other video that I'd made today, which was the vintage story, and it worked fine. I couldn't render the farm sim one. And it seemed it would quit after my login. Is this like it would get that far? I can't tell exactly, because if it doesn't finish a render, it doesn't close it out. So what it has created will show up as 0 megabytes, because they're not usable files in any way. Without sort of the opening and closing, they're nothing. So I oh, this is our oat field, by the way. It's ready. I started harvesting it last time. Oops, that's not gonna work. So yeah, when I realized I had that issue, I thought, well, I think what I'll do here, I want to get this, I'm not going to start that far off the mark. I'm going to do what I did last time to fix the issue I had with, every time I turned my head, the frames would drop by 20. I uninstalled the game and completely reinstalled it. That worked fine, right back where we started. The issue is, now I have that thing going on again, with the frames jumping around. Well, it seems okay at the moment, but yeah, see, I just tabbed to a machine, boom, got that freeze. Tab. So yeah, I just don't know. I'm so frustrated with it right now. So, not only did I waste all that time and effort this morning with a video and rendering it a couple of times and yada yada, but the fact that there is something inherently going wrong, which I don't like. So, I've had a couple issues now with 22. Starting to wonder if it's maybe just not quite as, I mean, I know that they did say this was a new engine, but I wonder if it's having issues. I don't know how everybody else's experience with the game has been, but I know it was one of my viewers, I believe actually it was Darren Castle, that suggested the first time when I was having the issues with the twitchy frame rates to try reinstalling the game. And it was so noticeable that the next time I lit up the game and walked out of the cabin, it was smooth as glass. It was like, wow. You know, the map had never played that well. It didn't happen this time. In fact, it seems to have put it back to that stage where I'm getting that weird jankiness in my frames again. So I really don't know. I really don't know. It's the last thing I needed today. I got quite a scare yesterday. I had, it was evening. I had just uploaded today's videos. And I decided, well, I'll go and do my my evening on airwalk thing. So I went and spent about 40 minutes on my airwalker, getting a little of the old working the legs thing in. And came back afterwards and decided, well, I'm going to log into some Forza Horizon 5, seeing as Xbox was nice enough that basically the day after they released it, they offered 3 months for $1 PC Game Pass, which I'd prefer anyway, because to be honest with you, I don't really play games on my console. And of course, Horizon 5 was included. So yeah, I've been playing the heck out of it. I like the Forza Horizon games. They're arcadey enough that even someone with my very limited skills can have a heck of a good time, you know. But I happened to look over at my computer at one point, and I noticed that the little white LED on my video card was on. Now this means there's a power issue. That's why it has that particular indicator. I mean, it's got a nice RGB label, and it's got another thing engraved in it beside it that says fan stop, because it's capable of running without the fan going till it hits a certain temperature. Oops. And that was on as well. The fan stop light was on. But, well, I've had that white LED flicker on and off before. I'm sure it'll go out in a minute. So Forza decided it needed to do a 13 gig update, and the whole time it was on there. The white light and the fan stop thing were both on my video card. Well, I don't like that white LED is on. So while it was updating, I loaded the hardware monitor in the background, just to make sure the temperatures were okay. The video card was 42 Celsius. That's not bad for a video card that's actually doing something. I mean, it had the Horizon screen up, and it was, you know, it wasn't playing the game, but it was putting up the splash screen and changing the things in between and all that. In other words, it had a bit of a load. So it finished its update eventually. And I started the game. I jumped into the first race I found, completed the race, and I looked over and I realized, the fan stop is still on. The fans on my video card, even after all of this, have not yet spun up. So I shut everything down, popped the case open, and sure enough, it takes a 4-pin and a 2-pin connector. I run a Radeon RX 590, and yeah, it takes a 4-pin and a 2-pin. Well, the 2-pin had come loose. I guess I hadn't plugged it in as far as I thought. Yeah. So I plugged it in, turned the PC on. As soon as I turned it on, immediately the fan on the video card spun up. Now it hit, what the heck was it, 72 Celsius at its peak. And you get right down to it, that's not that bad. You know, for a video card running a fairly graphically intensive game. I mean, Forza Horizon 5 is not exactly a pixel or something like that, you know, an old school pixel game or something. It's pretty wild graphics. They are nicely optimized, but nonetheless. But, yeah, so that was a bit of a scare. So then when I started having these weird sound pops and other strangenesses going on here today, yeah, that just didn't help out. Not at all. Now, see what I mean? I'm getting those weird lurches again. Oh, actually. There we go. There we go. Alright. I'm not actually going to drop it. I don't know if I can, actually. Can I? I don't think so. Yeah. That's good, because that thing probably weighs more than about 9 people. Alright, now let's grab that trailer and we're going to dump it into our cereal factory. Ooh, how's the honey doing? See, now that everything's cashed in, the frames aren't doing too bad. How's our egg production? You'll notice it's a new day. Yeah, that happened during the recording. As well as, I have added a tiny little $2,000, I'm pretty sure it's made of sticks, shed back here. Just to park off some of our gear that wasn't having much of a home otherwise. I'm going to stick the attachment in here as well. But yeah, a decent enough space for that little bit of extra gear. You know, obviously something like that could be put somewhere a little more, well, suitable. This I'm going to move over to that shed. But first things first, and that is, let's go and get those oats and dump them into our cereal factory. Because I believe all we need then is, raisins. Man, I could picture them, but I could not think of the name. Which is really weird, because I eat freaking raisins all the time. Like, lots. Alright, so, yeah, this is going to be a short trip, isn't it? Yeah, see, it dips into the 30s, 20s. I don't know, man. Oh no, I don't want to dump it there. That's the flour factory. Huh, yeah. We want it here. Whew. It would have taken it. That would have been the end of our oats until next year. There we go. Whew. For a minute there I thought it was going to be denied. So, not very much, eh? 4,900 liters. Dang. Oh well. It is a start. And see, here's what we need for cereal. Honey, which we've got lots of. We need raisins, which we've got none of. Oats, which we've got. Corn, which we'll have very soon. So it's just the raisins and the corn. And those are both things we are actually growing, actively growing. So, good on me. I might have got it right for a change. At least so far. Alright, let's take all this kit back. So I gave the cows hay and I gave them straw. So that should all be good. They should be pretty happy for a little while. I still find it really strange that they don't take water, you know? So, I mean, granted, that is a modded cow factory. Yeah, I need to move that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to reinstall again. I mean, hopefully not, but I don't want to put up with it being just generally crappy the whole time, you know? Okay, well, I want to put the cedar beside that, so we're gonna have to dump the weight for a moment. Let's set that down. There we go. Jump out and hit the release. Release me. And pop your snout in there. Look at that. What a good job. Yeah. It's hardly worth getting out of the tractor for, but there you are. Alright, let's go and grab that wee bucket. Or, forks. No, I don't... Yeah, see if we can... No, I don't know why it ended up being crooked like that. But that's not the make me happy camper. Let's see. There we go. Now we should be able to tuck that cedar in there. You know what? Just because I can hardly stand it. Yeah. Pay $100,000 for it, then let it just go to crap, you know? Hardly seems reasonable. Alright. All shiny. Hardly looks like it's ever seen a farm. Yeah. Whoa. A little bit of oversteer. Don't... Oh, you kids, stay out of my house. Okay. Very nice. And last but not least, ta-da! And on you get. Get you up off the ground. Perfect. Let's grab. I've lost it. Where? Oh, I know where it is. I was on my way to do some lumberating with me trusty Antoine and chainsaw, and I realized that, hey dude, you got an entire oat field, which reminds me, it's still not time to go out with my Antoine and my chainsaw, because I now have a complete thing of straw to be picked up. So I guess that's what I'm doing. Geez, I'm just not getting a chance to go out and play with my chainsaw. I tell you, it's worse in real life. It's so crappy cold, I don't go out to play with my scooter. It's just because I'm getting old and wimpy. Yes, indeed. Old and wimpy. Oh, come on. I know you want to hook up the cables. There you go. Oh, and thanks, City, for pointing out that there was still a bit of hay in my wagon there the last time. That's why I couldn't load it. Although, oddly enough, as it turns out, I tried loading it after I emptied it, and it still wouldn't do it. It just kept coming up with the same thing. And again, it wasn't until I logged out of the game and back in that it decided that it would offer me both straw and hay. So I have no idea, buddy. But yeah, there was a remainders. Okay, which might be what screwed up to start with. Let's grab our wee bit of straw. Now we have 150,000 liters of straw. Well, minus whatever I kicked into the cow pit. 18,000 liters, I think, the other trailer holds. So, yeah. Yeah, we've certainly determined that this is not large enough, this field. And what I'm going to likely do... yeah, I think we can do that. Might extend it another hectare or two down the road. Oh, there it is, the sneeze of the video. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh, did I do the please subscribe and do a like thing? Did I? Did you? More importantly? Never mind, did you? Yes, indeed. So yeah, don't forget, if you like the content and you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content and you are subscribed, well, hit the like button. You know? Gonna make you work for your video here, I tell you. Yeah, I think we could extend this field by a fair bit, eh? It's not very wide, but we don't have a lot of choice there. We got water on one side and a factory on the other. But I think we could fire a fair bit of length onto here. I think we could indeed. August, eh? Could we extend the field and plant a crop? Could we? August. Yeah, canola is it, isn't it? Well, other than the kind of, goofy things that nobody really wants to plant anyway. No, this is showing... Oh, that's sorghum. Nobody likes that. September for the grapes. Next month for our grapes, eh? Olives, beginning of October. Okay, cool. So that'll keep us busy for a little bit. This is almost full, isn't it? Yes. I wonder what it's worth, if anything. What do you think? Anything? Nothing? Very frickin' little? Probably, eh? And done. And I ask that because, like I said, we've got a fair bit of it. Ooh, them poplars are getting nice and thick, eh? Not bad. I'm glad I started going over and filling in on some of the gaps. I mean, obviously there is still gaps, but you can see the rows are full. Now, if I jump inside, or is it going to pause the video for 15 or 20 seconds? Nope. It's just going to face me the wrong way. We're going to crash into a tree and I'll die here. It's great. Now, oh, you do have some. Good for you. Look at that. One? You have one? Why do you have one? And 170. Well, you've got a little bit of wood. Not a lot, granted, but you got a little bit. How's the chips looking? 1,300 liters. Okay. And what to my wandering eyes should appear? It's a box of bookcases. From IKEA. Thank you, Timber Time. Idiots. Anyways, let us progress. Yeah, just, I mean, I know it ain't gonna be worth bodgers, but it should at least pay to fill us up with a little bit of fuel or something. You don't buy it at all? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, couldn't be bothered? Well, aren't you just a whack of toilets? How about here? Oh, there we are. $300. One, two, three, ooh, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, we might make $1,000 here. Ooh. 1,400. Yeah, see, guess really low, and then you just love the real answer, right? You know, if I'd have said, oh, I should be worth a couple $1,000, then once again, I would have been highly disappointed. So, yeah. Life advice there, people. Always aim for the floor. The worst you can do is miss. So, and I wonder if any of you got that reference. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Yeah. Be sure to ask me about it in the comments below. Yes, indeed. Alright, well, that wasn't a waste of time. You know, that'll pay for some of the repairs, a little bit of fuel. Cool. Which, yeah, we're gonna need, not later. Not later, indeed. Alright, let's go grab this last row. We'll throw that in the barn. Oh. Fell out of the tractor. I haven't done that for a while. Not that it surprises me that I did, but yeah, it's been a while. So I wonder, how far back can we actually take this? This might be where to work out with our attachment, you know? We can knock a few trees down. This little one for sure. But yeah, we'll knock a few trees down. Mow a little grass. And extend this field way the heck down that way. I think that's a great plan. You know what else is a great plan? I think it'd be a good time to end the episode. And hopefully this one renders. If not, well, everything I've set up to this point is absolute waste. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Again, if you did, make